Hello, this is J Empire Queen, and today I'm going to be proposing a theory. It's what if Alain had died in Unicorn Overlord? And I mean specifically, what if he had died in his childhood, in the beginning of the game, after his mother is betrayed by her trusted knights who are under the influence of the Zeronian general. Okay, so if Alain did meet an untimely end, my theory is that no one would be able to save the kingdoms. They would all still remain under Zeronian rule, and life would continue to be miserable, and eventually everyone would just become slaves to the Empire. Now, you may think because there is Virginia, one of the last living remnants of the Unicornia Kingdom, that she would be able to stop the attack on the realm, that she would be able to rule in Alain's place. No! Well, that's not actually the case. You see, Virginia doesn't have the focus or drive that Alain has. She's actually swept up in her quest for revenge after the Knights of the Rose are slaughtered by Zenorian enemies. And this has consumed her so much, and she's well aware of it. She even tells her comrades, look, I've failed because I went after revenge. And because of this fact, she decides when Alain is present that she's going to run off. She's going to sneak off, actually, and try to defeat this foe, even though she's not powerful enough, simply because she is so angered and in her quest for revenge.
Forgive me, friends. This is as far as we go on our own. Prepare to rally with Alain and the others at once.
You see, while Alain is able to overcome his past trauma, Virginia is trapped within it. And she even disobeys Alain's order to wait to attack Geith. And she endangers her friends, their lives, her own life, which is actually incredibly important to the success of the Unicornian Kingdom. And while her friends do defend her actions after Alain steps in to save her, she is very lacking in self-confidence and really isn't a great leader, despite what they say. She doesn't seem to trust her own family enough to wait, and endangers everything her own kingdom has worked for, as well as that of Gilbert, who has ensured her safety in his kingdom. She has all of these people that trust her and that put their life on the lines for her, but in that single act of rashness, she would have ended up dead, and thus the hope of the kingdom would have fallen as well. Because only the blood of the unicorn can use the ring of the unicorn, and even powerful mages like Alcina, who have the potential to restore past kings of Unicornia, would fail if they did not have the ring, or if the altar did not respond to them, aka the ancestors of the Unicornians, which might not respond to a disembodied soul that just has a new vessel. But if Virginia was not alive, Alcina would certainly be the next one powerful enough to try to rule and take over the kingdom through her desire to restore Alain's grandfather, Gerard. So Gerard and Alcina were hooking up. Gerard ends up taking an arrow for Alcina, and when she hears the Zeronian general can restore her love to her, she decides that she'll do his bidding to do so. But the problem is, if you look at the vessels of these Zeronians, they really aren't actual soulful beings, right? They don't really act like their old selves. So what she would actually be doing is just throwing some soul, we can't even guarantee it's going to be his, into the body of Alain and playing pretend. Now, even if she decided she wanted to save the realm with Gerard, she would have to have the ring, and she would have to have the power to visit the altars. Okay, but there's a problem here. The orthodoxy, those in charge of the church, are corrupted. Okay, the pontifex is already a vessel himself, or brought back from the dead by Baltra. I mean, he's a soulless corpse. When you see him, there is nothing normal about that guy. He's been brought back. He's dead, but he's just a living corpse. Right there is proof that her desire would not work. So they're also trying to kill Scarlet, who would be the next priestess who could then unlock the altars.
But I would bear even the harshest reprimand if it meant hearing his voice just one more time.
So we know Alcina was a victim in all of this. As we see, when Joseph visits the grave of the king, he cannot see Gerard. So how is it possible that Alcina would be able to see or use the spell even on the soul of her beloved? We even learn when Scarlet and Alain visit the altars that the Zenorians weren't in control when they lost the ability to stay in their mortal bodies. When they lost their mortal bodies and became soulless, it was because they were abusing the power of the unicorn.
Immortality. Their sorcerers made sacrifice of a divine being, the great and noble unicorn.
Such vile disregard for the natural world.
Indeed. And greed only drove them further from their own humanity.
The night you allude to was that of failed ceremony, one in which they relinquished their corporeal forms. For countless years they suffered in discarnate agony, consigned to merely watch as a new world sprung forth from their own.
So the idea that bringing back a dead loved one of the unicornian family is going to work when it comes to sealing the evil in place, when it comes to wielding the ring, is a failed argument. That wouldn't work at all.
Quite so. He has torn open a seam between the land of the living and that of the dead. A seam through which he shall unite their beings, till neither one is distinct from the other.
And since Elaine's mother is a vessel for darkness, there is no one else who could possibly save the kingdom. What do you think? Do you agree with me, or do you have a different view? Was there anyone else you thought could have united the kingdom besides Alain, Virginia, or his mother? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Have a great day.